Hey, Art, we're out here trying it again. We got a couple hours before dark and spent the last 2 days chasing bait. Uh, kind of hard to come by. Got a few shad and got a couple of bluegills some guys caught this morning and I got them up, got them out for cut bait. We're just going to see what happens. Hey, Fox it in. I was really wanting to go over and try where the mouth of the creeks come in at, but I ran short on time chasing bait. So I figured I'd stop here and see what happens. I've been here a little bit. I've already had one take the rod down and get me snagged up and broke off. When I first got here, there was fish popping in the water. We got rain, supposed to rain all weekend. It's been spitting off and on rain, and I'm gonna sit in the rain and just wait it out and see what happens. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? I know earlier when I got here, there was a lot more activity on the top of the water, but I'm still gonna sit and wait it out and see what happens. I got cut bluegill on 2 rods, cut shad on 2 rods, and the cut bluegill was the first one to get taken down that got me snagged up out here and broke off. There's lots of rocks and brush under the water. Uh, get snagged up a lot here, but it's where the fish are hanging out. So sometimes you have to sacrifice a little tackle. Been cloudy and overcast all day, and been trying to rain off and on. Supposed to start raining. Supposed to rain all weekend. Temperatures aren't bad though. 60s. Bait sure has been hard to get. Finally got a good one on live last night, Kevin. I was in there for a little bit and I finally gave up and went to bed. I didn't know if you ever hooked into one or not. It's always nice to get a fish when you're live. Even if it's a small one, it helps break the ice and kind of get you settled in. I don't know if we're going to do any good out here today or not. Like I said, I've only got a couple hours left before it gets dark, but we're going to try it. Decided I better wear my Haslight visor out here uh, before my wife takes it. You can see it's pretty nice little visor. Got the sweet doggy on the side. I imagine she'll end up stealing this from me. 37 pounds, Kevin. That's not bad at all. That's a good fish anywhere. I was hoping to have better luck catching 8 fish for 90. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, Kevin. I would take that any day. Hi, Rosie. Kind of hoping the bait would be a little bit easier to get. Uh, I'm really wanting to go catch some live bluegill and start targeting some spots. I know the flathead hang out. Uh, Spring's coming. They're starting to move up into these shallows and these flats. And once they do, the spring bite will be on, and you can catch a lot of your big flatheads during the spawn. It was pretty active when I first got here. Hey, Chunky. It was pretty active when I first got here. The fish were popping the top of the water, but it's calmed down a whole lot right now. Chunky, you ready for the tournament tomorrow? I figure if nothing else, Chunky, you'll at least win the with the most super chat. Everyone loves watching Chunky. Uh, he's a lot of fun. Hey, Brandon, Catfish and Dreams. Uh, if anyone hasn't seen Chunky's show, man, you got to look him up with the fluorescent rods and the black lights, and he really puts on an excellent show. Even if he's not catching fish, Chunky is a blast to watch. And I love watching Chunky because even if it's not a monster fish, he's still excited. He's still having fun. So he is just an absolute pleasure to watch. My wife loves him, loves his laugh. Ever since she saw Chunky the first time, she's been trying to get me to paint her rods like that. And it'll be nice to see Steve Douglas fishing tomorrow too. He had a nice one he posted on Facebook. I think it was last night. Uh, Probably 80 plus pounds. Uh, I haven't got to see Steve fish as much as I used to. He used to fish a lot more. I kind of miss it, but I understand he's busy with monster rod holders and everything. There can only be one Chunky. You got that right, Art. Chunky is a blast. I love watching Fishing Magician and Has and DMV and stuff, but Chunky, he's probably everyone's favorite. He's just so much fun to watch. And he stuck it out. Chunky had a tough time this winter. Fish just would not cooperate, but he still went out. He still went live. He put in the time and he struggled through it and started getting on fish again. And persistence pays off. He just never gave up. A lot of guys put out these videos and stuff, and it's not very realistic. They may go spend 3 or 4 days on a lake and catch fish, and it may take them 3 or 4 days to make a video. And people see that and they think, well, every time you go out, you should catch fish. And that's not the case. Every time you go out does not mean you're going to catch fish. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. Kevin has the best takedown. Kevin, I love the blue cats. I love the way they take the rods down here. Uh, they'll just fold the pole over and they just keep it there. Chunky's getting so popular. He's got the cops coming by and talking to him. People on the walking trails. You very seldom see where one of Chunky's live streams that someone does not pop in just to check and ask questions. Those lights that he's got really draw a lot of attention. I think a lot of them helicopters that are flying by Chunky when he's live, they're just trying to figure out what all them neon lights are. Hey, Dave, welcome. Oh, We had a bite, guys. That's on shad. They're jumping over here again. Uh, he didn't take it down and slam it, so knocked slack in the line. I reeled it in. I'm gonna give him some time, let it sit there, and see if he'll commit. I think that may be carp in here, swimming up in here. You'll see them popping the top of the water, jumping out of the water. But it could also be them hybrid and stuff in here too. I love watching all of you. I get just as excited. Yeah, Rosie, it is. It's great watching them takedowns, uh, especially when they just hammer it and lay it over. And I find myself sitting on the couch watching, and that rod goes down, and I'm hollering and screaming like an idiot, and I get so excited. So far, we've had one bite on the shad and one bite on the cut perch. The cut bluegill, he folded the rod over and got it hung up under something, and I couldn't get him out. I ended up finally breaking off, and the cut shad, he hit it, but he didn't commit to it. Hey, Lee Evans, welcome. My wife wanted to get me out of the house. Like I say, I spent 2 days trying to catch some fresh shad, and they kind of moved out of where I've been catching them. And I caught maybe 5 or 6 yesterday. Didn't catch any today. And a couple of guys that were there caught some bluegill. They were crappie fishing and were nice enough to give me the bluegill. So I've got them for cut bait also. When I got more time, I might take the wife out. She loves to catch them bluegill, and we got a spot that's got some of them pumpkin seed perch and stuff about 3 inches long. I really want to go out and catch me some of them and bring them out to where I can fish with them live. Uh, Springtime's coming, them flathead are going to start stirring around, and around here, live bluegill and stuff is one of the best baits uh, for them flathead. The blues will hit them too, but that's one thing I like about the live baits and the bigger baits you get to use during spring. It's either a big fish or they don't mess with it at all. Like I said, I was wanting to actually go try over where the creeks run into the lake at. It's a big, huge, shallow flat, and they love it. Come spawn. It's got a good hard bottom, and most of it's 4 to 6 foot deep, and it's also got shallow water up along the banks. And I was running out of time, so I just stopped here. If we don't get a whole lot of rain, they say it's supposed to rain all weekend, but if we don't get a whole lot of rain and it kind of gives me a break in the rain, I'll come out and try and get on some fish because I'm curious if they're moving up to the shallow flats to spawn across the lake or just certain areas. I know they were here. We were catching them last week here. Uh, Brought the wife out, and I caught 4 big fish sitting in the same spot, and we also caught some eaters. But this is kind of closer to the lake channel. The other side is farther away from the main channel of the lake. So it'd be kind of nice to see if they're up shallow over there too, or just over here by these channels and stumps and everything. No, I'm ready to see one of these rods go off. I've been here about 30 minutes maybe, and had 2 bites. Man, did everyone catch P City's live stream yesterday? He was killing them. It was a lot of fun to watch. He had one of them days where he was on the fish and they were active, and he couldn't even keep the rod in the water. Hey, Bobcat Outdoors, welcome. Yeah, P City was definitely on the fish. He had some technical difficulties with the phone and stuff, but phone and tablet. But man, he was on the fish. Even when the phone went black, we still stayed in chat and waited it out, and waited for it to come back on. He was still catching fish. We could still hear him. We just couldn't see. And he had a phenomenal day. I don't know if he went back and read the comments or not, Bobcat. Uh, he was kind of down on himself. He kind of felt bad. He struggles with the live stream. Guys, that's nothing to feel bad about. We're all figuring it out as we go, and sometimes things happen. Uh, we were still there whether we could see or not. He still had an amazing day on the water and was catching fish. So he should not let that take away from the day he had. It was an awesome day. Uh, he should be very, very proud. You don't get many days like that. When you do. Yeah, hey Dan. Yeah, I got a haircut. I shaved, but it's time to shave again. I'm already getting scruffy. My hair and my nails grow real quick. My wife cuts my hair for me. She hates it, but she does it. My hair is real thick, so it takes a while to get it cut. Yeah, Bobcat, probably at least 10 fish. Uh, at one time, he doubled up and almost had a third one on while he was blacked out. Uh, I think he did triple up at least twice, maybe 3 times yesterday. I got some guys next to me down here. I met them at the other lake where I was trying to catch shad, and I talked with them and told them about a few spots over here. And they've come out. They're fishing right beside me over here. Did you break one off? Oh no. Was he a good one? Oh, I thought he had a fish and the fish broke it. Yeah, you get snagged over here, but there's definitely fish. Yeah, he broke his line off. All right, Lee Evans, go get something to eat. Bobcat, I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in the southern part of Oklahoma. I'm not far from the Texas state line, but uh, I'll travel anywhere to fish. Hopefully this year everything works out right, the Lord permitting. I'll get to travel to some other states. I would love to come up and fish some of the big rivers like the Mississippi, the Ohio, the Tennessee River. Uh, Even coming up there and catching skipjack and using skipjack for bait. I think catching the skipjack would be a blast, but I would love to come up there. Chattanooga, Tennessee. You definitely got some good fishing waters over there, Bobcat. Anywhere on that Tennessee River, uh, it just has great fishing. I went years ago, had a death in the family, and I went to Alabama, 4 miles from the Tennessee state line. Family lived there, and they took me to Wheeler Dam. Uh, and it blew my mind because we're fishing below the dam, and you got to leave your boat running because them turbines, when they kick them on, you got to get out of there. And it's like 200 foot to the top of the water on one side, and you're fishing way down here on this bottom. But you could get up in that current right where that swift water meets the calm water, and man, you drop your bait in there, and it probably wouldn't sink probably 5, 6 foot, and they just hammer it. And like I say, that's probably been almost 30 years ago, and it was such a phenomenal trip. I still remember it to this day. We don't have nothing like that down here. When we got up there to that Wheeler Dam and that water was on the top side and we were down in the bottom, it was pretty amazing for an old redneck country boy like me to see. I remember the first time I went to Oklahoma City down here and seen an escalator. Everyone made fun of me, but you bet I had to ride that escalator. I'd never seen one before. Got a whole bunch of ducks out here on the water in front of us. There's just a big wad of them. Looks like a floating landmass, but it's duck. Hey, Big Slim, how are you? Man, I hear Catfish Dave all the time on that Loudon Reservoir, and he talks about it and says it's not what it used to be. Uh, I was just curious what happened to that lake because he said it used to be real good fishing, and now you can't hardly catch them in there. I don't know if it just got overfished, uh, fish are jumping, people not taking care of the fish, and or what happened. Hi, Maurice. Yeah, Bobcat, he's always complaining about the dogs. I think his last video that he just released, he went to North Carolina, and I couldn't hear it in the video, but he said there was a dog in it. He said, I drove 4.5 hours to get a dog in my video. And most of the time, he makes more noise than the dogs do. Boy, they're just rolling out here, whatever they are. I don't know if it's hybrid carp or what. That one didn't come out of the water. He was right up here in this brush and just rolled right on the surface. Pretty good sized fish, whatever it is. About half tempted to break another rod out and throw a spinner or something out in there, see what's hitting you. The dogs follow him. Yeah. Dave is funny. I like watching him. he he's a good angler. Don't get me wrong. He has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Uh, his attitude's kind of too much for some people, but I like Catfish Dave. Uh, I know him and Dieter Melhorn are real good friends, and he catches the fish. Dave is hilarious. Yeah, Art, I love the one where he was kind of being sarcastic, and when all this chicken bait stuff come out, uh, he went and got him some chicken, and his sole purpose was to go out there and he was going to prove to everybody that chicken is not the best bait for catfish. And uh, he went out there and just tore them up on chicken. It was kind of fun. Starting to lighten up back here south of me. It's real dark overhead, but starting to see some light. Kind of hoping the rain holds off a little bit. Yeah, Kevin, I love fishing. I love fishing different water. Uh, I definitely want to travel around and fish different places that I've never been. Uh, so you can hit me up, Kevin, and we can get something planned. Uh, you can look me up on Facebook under David Zimmerman, and you can hit me up there. I'm trying to get a Facebook set up for the channel to where I can have two separate ones, but I don't mind giving people my personal Facebook. And I love people. I will fish with anybody, guys. Uh, I share all the information and knowledge and stuff that I got, and I try and help everybody because I want everyone to be able to come out and catch fish. That's hilarious, Bobcat. Dave is funny. He's always complaining about something, though. It's either the dogs or the birds or Dan. Good luck. They're jumping out here where I'm at and hitting the top of the water and rolling. But so far, the catfish bite has not been too hot. A lot of it may have to do with the pressure. Uh, I don't know what the barometric pressure is doing, but we've got these storms moving in. They've been trying to move in all day. It may have the pressure all jacked up, but it's still worth a try. My wife was going to clean house, and it's easier for her to clean house, she said, with me gone. So she basically told me, get out. So I decided to come fishing. Good, Dan. I hope you get some. Maurice, I got cut shad on two, and I got cut bluegill on two. Uh, Normally I have tons of bait, but where I've been catching my bait at, the shad have moved out, and I spent the last 2 days chasing bait and ended up with five or six uh, gizzard shad, and a couple of guys this morning where I was chasing bait. caught a couple of bluegills, and they gave me them bluegills to use for bait. Starting to rain again a little bit on us. We might get wet, guys. Kind of looks like there's a downpour coming across the lake towards you. If it does start to pour, I may climb in the vehicle with y'all and try and wait it out. But if it starts raining real good, I'll have to kick it in 4-wheel drive and get out of here. This place gets really muddy and really slick quick. That old Oklahoma red clay. May just be this one little dark cloud going over us. I know a lot of people don't fish in the rain, but I will. If the fish are biting, I will fish in the rain. Oh, golly. That fish just come out. Whatever it was, he was after that carp because he just busted that water and that carp shot up out of the water about 2 foot. Whatever that fish was, it was trying to eat a carp about 8 to 10 inches. Yeah, Bobcat, it's looking damp. I think it's going to try and rain on me, but if it don't just start pouring buckets, I may sit in the vehicle and try and wait it out. If it don't rain no harder than this, I'm not even going to get in the uh, vehicle. I can't say rain and no lightning, Bobcat. I sat out here uh, fishing, and we had a tornado come through, and game warden come by and was trying to get me to load up, but the fish were just killing it, and I stayed and fished, and basically I was safer at the lake because I got home and it come through and hit my house, tore all the storm windows and storm doors off the house, and I never even knew it. I was sitting out here catching fish. I'm one of them diehards. If the fish are biting, I'll stay. Dan, where I was chasing bait at earlier today, they were catching a few crappie. They weren't very big, probably 6 inches, but they were catching some small crappie in there on Rosie's, Rosie Red. It was pretty slow though, and there was a guy in there that had one of them fish finders you just put in the water, little pod, had it hooked up, and he looked down in there and he could see 3 fish laying there. But Hey, NKR. Most places down here, Dan, won't let you use crappie for bait. They won't let you use any game fish. I know a lot of people talk about using the crappie and stuff, but I don't even think they allow it down here where we're at. I don't think you can use any game fish. I know some places you can. I sure wish fish would bite. I'd sure like to know something's in here other than these carp. These carp have been busting it both sides. And over here by the bridge where the brush is, and the crappies start to spawn in that willow trees and stuff. You could see them when I first got here hitting the water. So there's definitely fish activity. It's just a matter of whether we got any hungry catfish over here feeding or not. I kind of put everything in on this spot here. It's the closest spot I could get to. I was running out of time. I know I wasn't going to have much time today after spending all that time chasing bait, so I boogied over here. One good thing about it, the fish are not just jumping in one spot. They're spread out on both sides all over. There went another one. This water's not deep over here. Some of these fish aren't 6, 7 foot. Dan, most of them have a legal size limit, and if it doesn't meet the size limit, you can't really keep the fish even for bait. A lot of your lakes on your crappie and stuff, uh, it's got to be 10 inches. A lot of places to even be considered a keeper. And most guys that are out fishing, if they catch a 10-inch crappie, they're going to eat the crappie. They usually don't use it for bait. I know a lot of them. It's like you don't eat the head, at least fish with the head. That rain's starting to pick up. Hey, Ernesto, how's it going? I'm not going to give up just because it's raining, guys. It looks like we might get lucky, and maybe it's just this one cloud. It's going to have to rain a little harder than this to get me off of here. I'll scoot everything over. Uh, we have to move the phone. kind of keep it dry. Whew. I'm gonna dry off the screen a minute, guys. I kind of got it wet. See if I can resituate everything. I don't want to roll the window up because these windows are dark. Might not be able to see, but I don't want to ruin my phone either. Got to prep the boat for early morning trip. All right, Bobcat, be careful. Hope you can get on them tomorrow. I'll put y'all back in the cradle. Trying to get it far enough back in here where you can still see, but it's not getting wet either. Oh, I think that may be it, hopefully. Just a little bit of a drizzle. Maybe we can get one of these rods to go down. I know my wife's wanting me to get another boat. Uh, really like my bank fishing, but man, they're still just popping the top of the water. They're jumping everywhere out here. But having a boat does have its advantages. I would like to catch a good one though today, especially while I got the HasLight visor on. I know my wife's going to end up with it, so I know Has been taking his boat out up there at DC where he's at on the Potomac. Got him some lights on it, and he's getting it set up. That's a big old boat with that cabin on it. It'll be great for taking Jazz and the kids out. He gets it all lined out, get it fixed up the way he wants it. It'll be really nice. I'm gonna try and situate that a little better. Guys, can y'all see the rods good? If not, I'll move the phone farther out. I just kind of tucked it back in there a little bit to try and keep it out of the rain. Come on, fish. Think something to be up in here feeding the way these carp are jumping and everything as active as they are. All right, Dan. Good luck. Keep me posted. I want to know if you catch one. Man, these carp are over here tearing it up. They're right off this point over here. Looks like we got a guy in a kayak under the bridge over here. I've never used carp for bait, but if I catch one of them carp up in here, he may end up bait. Try the. I know Has uses it a lot, and Mark Fishing Magicians used it. Chunky's used it. Um, I can almost bet DMV has. So I've never used carp down here, but if I catch one, I may try it. They're definitely in there. Them carp are just jumping everywhere. Especially this is the point that comes out. And the water's on both sides of it. It's not probably 30, 40 yards wide where I'm at down here. And right out here where all these stumps are on this point, they're just killing it. Hey, Mark. Bite's been slow so far, Mark. Uh, Struggled getting bait yesterday and today both. And I finally just decided to come try it. I was running low on time. So I decided I'd come try this spot because it was quick and easy to get to. I brought the wife here about a week ago and caught four in the 20 to 40 pound range and caught some nice eaters. And we got rain. It's been trying to rain on us all day. It's supposed to rain all weekend, but if it gives me a break in between times, I'm going to try and fish. I would like to catch some more fresh shad. Uh, I don't keep any froze in the freezer like a lot of guys. I like to go catch it either the night before or early that morning. That way it's good and fresh when I hit the water. It's not really that bad out here, even though it's been cloudy and overcast. I don't have 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing. Uh, we got a good southwest wind. I just need the catfish to be as active as the carp are in here. And I imagine they're not all carp. I bet a bunch of them's the hybrid and the striped bass up in here. Oh, there he is. There he is. He is in that brush. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on out of there. We got him hooked, guys, but he went right under that tree. We're gonna give him a little bit of slack, not a lot. See if he decides to try and swim back out. As DMV would say, that is straight booty cheeks. Hey, Donald, we got one hooked, guys, but he swam right up under that brush, up under that tree out there. And I'm going to give him a little bit of slack, see if he'll try and work his way out. Yeah, he swam up under this tree over here. It come loose, but he's gone. Dang it. I'm going to get another piece of shad and get it on there. I don't ever use the shad tail, and I have everyone telling me I ought to try it. So I'm going to hook this small little piece of shad tail on it, chunk it out there, see what happens. I think I'm going to move it away from that spot, though. Afraid of that? Put that one right out in that big stuff. We'll wait and see what happens. Hey, Ricks. Not too good so far, Ricks. I've had 2 fish break me off already. It's really snaggy over here. I caught one on cut perch, got me hung up, and just had one on shad, cut shad, get me hung up. I got it loose. I didn't break it off, but I lost the fish. We'll just wait it out, see what happens. When these lakes went low, they filled up with brush around the banks. And then when the lakes come back up, all that brush is still in the water. And these fish are coming up into that brush, and makes it really hard to get them out. But they are in there. Bite's definitely been slower today. That was our second good bite. So never know though. We're gonna wait it out and see. Had a couple hours before dark, so run out here real quick to try it and see what happens. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Big country. I'd sure like to catch a big one, big country, but these fish are gonna have to cooperate. So far, they're getting me tangled up in all the snags out here. That one hit, and as soon as he hit and got hooked, he ran back towards me and ran up under a big old tree that's out here in the water. Hey, P. Smitty. Oh, that was a bite, guys. It was a bite right there, but he didn't miss. He definitely tried it. Just getting off work, Lynn. Big country. I've got cut perch on two and cut shad on two. Really struggled getting bait this morning and yesterday. Took me 2 days to catch maybe 6 shad. Uh, Normally, I can go out in about 30 minutes and catch all the shad I need to fish all day, but they've moved out of that spot for some reason. Shad have been really hard to get the last two, so I got what I could and got it off. If I was running late on time, I like to be out here early during the day, but bait would not cooperate. Got off at 3. I'm not giving up on them. We've been trying to rain on us off and on all day. Uh, Supposed to get a lot of rain. Supposed to rain all weekend. So I'm trying to get out before the major rain hits and catch what I can. I know after cleaning the fish up the other day, and we had a fish fry at the house. When my wife told me to come fishing today, she told me do not bring anything home. She's had enough fish for a while. Yeah, P City definitely was. He was tearing them up. It was so much fun to watch. Even when it was blacked out, we could still hear, but I still had a blast. He'd try and get one off the hook, and you'd hear him go, "There's another one." you know, it was definitely fast paced. It was good fishing because even when he had difficulties and the phone blacked out, we could still hear him. Everybody stayed. Nobody left. We stayed there It was one fish after another. And he caught some nice sized fish. They weren't dinks. He was not catching 2 and 3 pounders. That Susquehanna River was definitely on fire that day. Big snowstorm coming in tonight, the Sunday. Calling for 20 inches. Big country, where are you at? P City, you ain't got nothing to be embarrassed about, brother. You had a great live stream. Uh, Technical difficulties will always arise. We're all new to this. We're learning as we go. Man, you had a great day. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of at all. Colorado, big country. Figured y'all be done with the snow by now. Yeah, Dave, I bet he was tired. I bet he was exhausted. He got a workout. I know when I had my wife out here and we were catching them fish, and by the time I got done cleaning fish and everything, it was after midnight, and man, I was done. I was gave out. I told her no fishing for at least 2 days for me to recover. Yeah, P City went out and raised the bar on everybody. Roger and them were doing good, and P City went out there by himself and blew it out of the water. Anytime you catch over 40 fish with 2 guys, it's a good day. But when one guy goes out by himself and catches over 40 fish, hey, Becca, is StreamYard pretty easy to use when you go live? Yes, big country. StreamYard is easy. I like it. Uh, it's actually a little bit easier for me than Streamlabs. Uh, I'm a redneck. I'm not big tech savvy, but it's easy enough for me to use. So if I can do it, just about anybody can. Hey, Big Mike, welcome. Bikes have been real slow today. I thought before this front come in, this rain, kind of figured they might be a little bit more active, but they're kind of lazy and lethargic today. I've had 2 fish hook up and get me snagged up out here. Ended up breaking one fish off. I got the other one out, but the fish got off of it. And the rest of the time, they're kind of playing with the bait. They're not really just slamming it and loading it up like they normally do. I'm gonna move this one rod and rod holder over here a little bit. spread that rod over there a little bit. Uh, Maybe I've got it too easy with all my rods here together. I stuck it over there. That way, maybe they want to see me run like Art. Thanks, P City. Yeah, Rick, they may have moved out, but it's really not that cold here. Uh, it's overcast, but I bet the temps are still uh in 60. Yeah, big country. I just use the free version. Uh, kind of testing it out. 20 hours. So I will have to upgrade because I will do way more than 20 hours of live streams, especially when the weather's nice. I know Streamlabs gives you more and they're free. It's just easier for me to use the StreamYard. I'm familiar with it. And I think StreamYard, you have more. Probably need to reel that one in and check the bait on it. We had a bite on it. See if I can do this. Still had the bait on it. We had a piece of cut bluegill on it, so throwed it back out there and we'll wait and see. Hoping they get a little bit more active than this. I want to do some live streams when the weather gets better and the snow melts. Yeah, I like the live streams, Big Country, because I don't know all the editing, so it makes it easy to go live, and plus it gives people real time. Uh, they know exactly when you're catching fish, how many you're catching. It's not an edited video. Uh, doesn't take 2 days to make. You go out, you fish that one day for a certain amount of time, and you either catch them or you don't. Uh, Kind of gives people a realistic idea. Uh, know a lot of the lives when I started. If I wasn't catching them one spot, they see me move to another spot. So These fish should get more aggressive. I'd take some of that cut bluegill off and put some shad on, but they're not really hitting the shad either. So yeah, it's pretty warm where we're at, Big Mike. Uh, we got a breeze, overcast, but I bet it's still probably 62, 63 degrees maybe. Gotta make sure my phone's charging. I don't want to lose y'all. I moved one rod farther over. Maybe they want to see me run like Art and do. So I'll move a rod over there and run if they want. I kind of wondered today when I was out trying to catch bait. Last 2 days, the bait hadn't been all bunched up where it's normally at. It's been almost non-existent. So I kind of wondered what the fishing would be like. But late April or May. Hey, big cats. Yeah, it's really not that bad, Rick. I put the coat on when it started raining, but it's not bad out. It's just overcast. The rain's supposed to hit, and it's been spitting rain on us, and it's supposed to rain all weekend. I'm hoping they're wrong, but this may be the one time the weatherman is actually right. But down here, we got a lot of red clay around this lake, and when it gets to raining, you really have to get out of here because it will get slick and it will get bad, and you will end up stuck down in here. The spot that I'm fishing at down here, a lot of the times you have to take it in 4-wheel drive just to get in and out. Most people don't have the common sense to know that when it's wet and muddy, to stay out and let it dry a little bit. Because it doesn't really take that long. A little bit of sunlight and it'll dry up. But they come in here and dig ruts and tear the roads up. Get to where I have to get back to work. Uh, Big country, probably going to fish till dark. I probably got about another hour and a half, especially with this overcast, and I'm going to just see if anything happens. Supposed to rain Monday through Thursday there, Big Mike. Yeah. We're supposed to rain all weekend, but the rain today we've got has not been enough to really do anything except mess with the fishing. Uh, that's been about the extent of it. But I knew I was running out of time today, and I wanted to get out here and get set up and at least get a line in the water. Rick, I don't see it. Uh, is anyone else is looking pixelated or blurry? I'm sure you can adjust your resolution and stuff, but I don't know how. I don't ever mess with it. I'm using my phone, and usually when I go in with my phone, I haven't had any problems. I wonder if it may be the weather. I don't know where to go in, and let me see if I can go in here without messing something up. Uh, that's not what I want. I went live here before though, Art, and I haven't had any problems. But like I say today, it's cloudy and overcast, so that may have something to do with it. We got a bite. We just had something. We just had something knock a ton of slack into that line while I was messing with the phone. I'm gonna let it sit there a minute. I may have to bring it in and check the bait on it. That was on cut shad. Something hammered it. I don't know how it knocked that much slack into the line and did not get the hook. Hey, Troy, welcome. I'm sure you probably can adjust the uh, pixels and stuff on this, but I'm not sure how. Hey, Pins and Pal. I don't know if he short hit it or something got into the line and just didn't get the hook, but it knocked all kinds of slack in it, and I think it would have hooked itself. I'm gonna go ahead and reel it in and check the bait on it. The bite's slow. It ain't gonna help if I'm sitting out there fishing with no bait. Still got the bait on it. Send it back out there and see what happens. We launched her back out there pretty good ways. We'll see what happens. I really figured with this rain and fronts moving through, they'd bite better than this today, but they've kind of had lockjaw. They're not really aggressive at all. Not at this spot, anyway. And with this cloud cover hanging out all day, uh, it may be enough to drop them water temperatures enough that they pulled out a little bit. Because this is not very deep water here at all. Hey, Chad, how's it going? We have seen carp swimming through, jumping out of the water and stuff. So you think if the water temperature's temperate enough for the carp and stuff, that the catfish should still be in here too. But so far, the catfish have not been doing that great. It's been a real slow bite, and the ones that have bit, they're just not loading it up. No, there's a whole wad of ducks out here. They're just in a big group right out in front of us. Looks like a landmass moving, but it's not. It's just a big wad of ducks. Trying to finish up work. Well, that just goes to show you guys, even though the fish really aren't biting, it could be worse because while Chad's been working, I've been out here fishing. So just always remember, bad as things may seem, there's usually someone out there that's got it a little worse than you do. Chad, when are you going to get out and go fishing again? I know you and Miss D need to get out and go fishing. Everyone's kind of waiting for the next big thing in YouTube this year, and uh, any of y'all that's familiar with Chad and his show, they kind of give him a hard time about not catching fish. I would like to see Chad get out because I predict he's going to catch a big fish, at least a 20 to 30 pounder. And I think that's the next biggest thing in YouTube. I think Chad is going to land a big catfish. Good, Chad. I hope you get one. You got another bite, guys. I don't know if they're just not getting the hook or if it's something swimming into the lines and getting caught in the lines. Caught a 33 about a month ago. Yeah, you definitely have to get it on video, Chad, because I promise you, the first thing this group of guys will say is if you didn't get it on video, then it didn't happen. Even if you just have to take a picture, you got to have some hardcore evidence. Excuse me. As long as you got pics, Chad, like I said, with these guys, you got to have some kind of proof. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say that. If you didn't get it on video, then it didn't happen. I'm ready for Roger to get the muskrat lined out too. He's been having problems with this boat, but man, I like watching him go out. I love when he takes Janice, his wife, fishing with him because she is all about the fishing. And if you're too slow or getting her way, I bet Janice would have no problem knocking you down to get to that rod. She takes her fishing very seriously. That day, Roger made the Philly cheesesteaks on the grill on the boat. She was fishing with him, and he was trying to get her to eat, and she didn't have time to eat. She was too busy fishing. Good thing Catfish Dave ain't around here. There's a dog up here just going nuts. He would have a fit. Are they close up pics, Dieter style? Kind of, kind of sucks that Dieter's not going to be in the Super Chat Give Back tournament. I know life happens and things happen, but Dieter's a lot of fun. Notice though, Justin Johnson, kayak catfishing, he's been getting out and doing pretty good, putting out some more catfish videos and stuff. Maybe that little trip to Florida is what he needed. That Super Chat Give Back tournament, that's going to be fun. Going to be rough flipping through all the different channels to watch, but I bet it's going to be highly entertaining. Uh, well, looks like there's another boat pulled up over there with that kayak under the bridge. They must be launching right over there. It's not a boat ramp, but a lot of them small boats, they can put them in right over there. I know Chunky, Chris Flores, Steve Douglas, and them doing the super chat give back. Uh, Dieter was going to be part of it, but life come up and he had to work. Uh, there's so there'll be four of them, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. I figure Steve Douglas is going to come up with the biggest fish, but as far as the most super chats, I bet Chunky brings that trophy home. Uh, Everyone loves Chunky. He's great to watch. He puts on a heck of a show, and he gets the super chat. Uh, I don't really know who's going to catch the most, but I would put money on Steve Douglas for the biggest fish and Chunky for the most super chats. And that's nothing against Chris Flores and them, the other guys. Uh, I know Chris fishes hard. I love Chris to death. Them Blue Cat rods that Chris come out with, man, are phenomenal. Uh, I want to get some new rods and stuff and reels. I love the Blue Cat rod, but I'm such a big Steve Douglas fan uh, that I would probably end up with the monster rods. And they don't make them in anything longer than 7'6". So I'll probably end up with some of the tangling with catfish, 10-foot rods for bank fishing. I like the 10 to 12 foot just for the extra casting distance. Uh, and I know tangling with catfish is a good rod. Steve Douglas used them for years before he ever designed the monster rod. So I know they're good quality. Paul Meadowcats, he's going to be in the tournament as well. He's got Jimmy from Fishing and Gear going to team up with Tim. They'll be together. I don't know if y'all know Jimmy, but if you haven't checked out his channel, go check out Fishing and Gear. He fishes Santee Cooper. He's catching a lot of good fish, and he also makes the Santee drifting weights. I think I got them here in the cart. He makes these Santee drifting weights, and it comes with instructions. He gives you a directional pack. It even tells you what size line to use for the breakdown feature. Uh, they're awesome, especially for you guys that do a lot of dragging and drifting for weights. But he's got two different styles. Uh, you can see the black and the green here. Just attach it. And he also has the green. And these are designed to break away to where you just lose the sinker and not your entire rig. But big shout out to Jimmy at Santee Drifters and Fishing with Gear. He done a great job on them, and y'all be sure to check him out. Hey, Mike Costello. Yeah, that Super Chat Give Back tournament is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We got some great guys that are putting it on. Paul Meadow, Steve Douglas, Chris Flores, and Chunky. And Dieter was going to be part of it, but he has to work. And that's understandable. But I still think it's going to be great. I like it because it's going to get Steve Douglas back out and fishing. I have not seen Steve Douglas fishing like he used to. I kind of miss him. Uh, I loved watching him. He got a lot of knowledge and stuff, and he gets on the big fish. Uh, he posted a video on Facebook. I believe it was last night. A fish probably 80 to the 100 pound range. He doesn't have a set of scales to weigh them with on the boat, but it was a monster. And I don't know who's going to get everything. I figure I figure Chunky Cats will have the most super chats. I figure Steve Douglas will get the biggest fish, and probably Palmetto will probably get the smallest fish. No offense, Palmetto, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that's one of the main reasons they got Chunky too. He is like a super chat magnet. Everybody loves Chunky. He's always laughing and smiling and having a good time. Uh, you can't beat that. You don't know who you're rooting for, Fins and Foul? Hey guys, where did you two guys come from? Oh, I scared the hell out of that dog. Mike Costello, I'm rooting for Chunky, Bank Fisherman. Got to stick together. Yeah, Chunky's Chunky's awesome. He is a lot of fun, and he tries to help everybody. He hasn't let it get so competitive that he's afraid to share information or help anybody. And that's what I like. Chunky's got a great heart. He tries to help everybody, and he's just a load to watch. I really love him. Buddy, you're okay. These poor dogs wandered up down here. I don't know where they come from. And this one, every time I move, he about jumps out of his skin. Bet they belong to one of these houses up here down the road. Hey, buddy. What are you doing, buddy? You look like you're kind of young still. You're a big old boy, but you look like you're kind of young. You're kind of skinny. But regardless of who wins, it's going to be great for everyone to watch and to have all them guys fishing at the same time. And everything that they're raised, they're putting back in to gifts and stuff once YouTube takes its cut. And it's all coming back to the catfish community and the members and stuff. So that's really great. Yeah, Rick, I figure Steve Douglas has got the biggest fish wrapped up. Uh, he catches some flat out tanks. Uh, he's a little out of practice, but I bet he still knows where they're at. Everyone tries to accuse Kevin with Palmetto Cats of having a ringer on the boat because Jimmy was fishing and gear comes with him. But you know, they had a rough day during the blues tournament. Uh, they didn't do all that great, and I know Jimmy knows that lake. He fishes it, and I know they do catch fish, but it'll be interesting to see. I know Chris Flores and them. He's got a good little spot down there. He takes his boat. and the fish may not be big, but they catch numbers of them. So, he could still win uh, the numbers game of how many fish. Yeah, I don't think they'll go out in the boat. I bet Chunky still bank fishes, but uh, I could be wrong. We won't know till tomorrow. What? Ooh, y'all just seen that, right? Still didn't get hooked up. I think they were swimming into that line or something. He put a good pull on that rod and didn't hook up. Yeah, I don't know if Chunky and them will be in the boat or not. Whatever he does, I told him don't let Has catch one on his rod. Uh, it took forever to knock the juju off of his rods after that happened. He loaned that rod to Has. Has caught that 62 pounder, and Chunky really struggled after that. He's finally back to catching fish now, so we don't want to go down that road again. Have to ban Has from Chunky's rods. Some guy stopped right up here on the top of this bridge. I don't know what the hell he's smoking, but it's a good way to get in an accident. Maybe trying to talk to the guys down there in the boat. He's leaned out over the guardrail. I hope he's not trying to fish off of that bridge. If he's fishing off that bridge by the time they get done lining him ticket. He'll wish he would just stayed home. Yeah, stole his thunder, fins and pals. It was rough. Definitely can't let Has be using Chunky's rods no more. I don't know what's going on with these fish today. We've had bites, they just haven't hooked up or committed. And that one gave a good tug on the rod, but he's not there. So I wonder if it's them carp or something swimming into the lines. And I reeled them in and checked the baits on them earlier, and didn't have no turtle marks or anything on them. So I figured this little bit of overcast and stuff would actually turn the fish bite on even more, not shut it down. But man, they're like in slow motion today. Guys, I'll be right back. Watch the rods. Mother Nature calls. I'm back, guys. I was hoping maybe y'all'd catch one while I was gone. It's been a nice day, even though the fish aren't biting. Well, guys, we've been live almost 2 hours. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and probably get packed up. Uh, it's pretty dead. They're not really doing anything. So I appreciate all you guys for coming in, and we'll try this again. Maybe I can get some more sunshine, or at least get some more fresh bait, and we'll go from there and see what happens. Thanks, everyone.